Hello everyone, welcome to round 14 of our F1 2016 career mode in Season 2. I am Love Spuds and welcome to Monza, home of the Tifosi and Ferrari. So we've got 25 degrees here today, clear skies, it's going to be a dry race, and last time out in Belgium, Ricciardo held the McLaren of Spuds to the win to break McLaren's dominance for the last couple of races. So, this is a fast track. We get some speeds of well over 220 miles an hour. And it's a very simple track, simple but quick, but always a fan favourite. 11 corners, 2 DRS zones, down the main straight and down into Ascari, and 5.7 kilometre length. So, very nice track, very quick track, and let's see what Spuds can do. We'll see how well the McLarens hold up against the rest of the field. The Red Bulls are coming back a little bit in this late half of the season. Ricciardo up there on pole position so far. First sector time of 28 seconds. Not too bad into the first couple of corners there. First chicane, always a flashpoint for the start of the race for incidents and mishaps. And a run up round Curva Grande up to the second chicane here, takes it quite well. And then coming round to the first Lesmo now. Not a bad line there. It's on track to be 4/10 quicker, but when it goes really wide on the second Lesmo, loses pretty much 3/10 there. As we run down to Ascari. Braking is very important here as we come down to the 100-metre mark, and he turns in nice and early. Almost takes a little bit too much curb in the middle part of the chicane there, but makes up a couple of tenths. Is now 3/10 up on his previous best time so far. But it's not purple. It's not purple so far. As you come around Parabolica, and the exit is very important to go around here on the main straight. And it's flying for the line. Let's just see where we are. We are... Spuds is 8th. Spuds is 8th. And where's Button? Because you got the Red Bull, Daniel Ricciardo on pole. Rosberg there down in 6th. But we'll take a look at the starting order in a moment, once we have a look at all these pre-race preparations here. There we go, there's Spuds. Languishing down in 8th there. Not a great day at the office for him, but if he had a better run out the Lesmo there, he would have had a few more positions up. Maybe not pole position, but there you go. So there we are, Daniel Ricciardo up in first. That's a Williams and Red Bull front 2 rows here. Verstappen down in 4th, and then the Mercedes follow up after that, and then the McLarens 7th and 8th. Both McLarens struggling for speed here today so far in qualifying. Manners up in 13th and 14th there, not too shabby at all. And then you've got the usual suspects at the back of the grid, apart from Daniel Kvyat, who has had a bad day in 20th there. So there we are. That's the order, and we'll get down to the race. So there we are. First few lights on now. 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're off. Italian Grand Prix is go. And Ricciardo doesn't get a great start. Both Red Bulls didn't get a good start. And here comes Massa as Bottas takes the lead in down to the first chicane here. Brakes nicely. Everyone seems to be getting around the first chicane without incident. So it's the 2 Williams pair, Bottas and Massa, up into first and second there. Verstappen did not get away very well. In fact, he is under threat as Spuds comes around the outside. He's made up some ground here as he comes around Curva Grande. So he's going toe-to-toe with the Mercedes of Rosberg. Goes up the inside and on the outside of the chicane there. And on the right to the Lesmos, he takes that position. He's chasing after the other Mercedes of Hamilton. Button seems to be doing well as well. So McLarens have had a decent getaway, but not making up too much ground at the moment. So back on front with the 2 Williams pair. Looks like Daniel Ricciardo is going to come up the inside. No, he's not. No, he's not. Massa holds the position in second there. And looks like Daniel Ricciardo is pretty racy today as we go on board with Spuds. 6th position now. Made up 2 positions. And Rosberg is just behind with Button behind him. So someone lost out on the run on the first lap there. So it looks like Ricciardo is planning to make a move on Massa here. Here he comes. He's going to make a move, but he's not fast enough. Massa's actually going to make a move for the lead here. And braking down onto turn 1. Who's going to come out in front? Are they going to collide? No, they keep it clean. They keep it clean, and Massa takes the lead of the Italian Grand Prix here. Let's go back on board with Spuds. What's going on here? He's right behind Verstappen. Hamilton taken Verstappen, and Verstappen is falling back pretty substantially here as he falls down to 6th, which is pretty terrible. He's lost a couple of positions here. Hamilton's on the soft tyres as well as Daniel Ricciardo. But Ricciardo's got some speed if he can keep up with the Williams pairing here, but they are fighting for the lead, all three of them. And Bottas is going to come round and see if he can take that position back. Here we go, let's see what he can do. Here comes Ricciardo. He's going to go around the outside on the run down into Ascari. Massa stays around the outside, but he locks up. Massive lock up for Massa, and he nearly runs into the Red Bull there. And that's him relegated to 3rd, and he's going to have a very compromised run down into Parabolica here as Hamilton tries to go around the outside and Spuds is going to go up the inside. He's going to get double teamed here, and Spuds goes up the inside on Parabolica. He had the perfect position, perfect opportunity, and Spuds is up to 3rd. Believe you me though, excuse me, that makes sense. Believe you me though, Button won't be far behind. Let's just see what happened to Massa. You see front left locks up quite badly and actually does tap the Red Bull as he went past. So not good for Massa there. Just when he thought he was in a position to maybe challenge for a win this afternoon, he has slipped back. Let's see if he can come back after that. He's now been taken by Spuds. But Hamilton couldn't quite get past. Massa is down to 4th, should I say, and that's a big whack on the curbs there from Spud. That wouldn't do his suspension any good at all. But Spud's there on the super soft tyres. Ricciardo seems to be going a bit deeper today. But if Ricciardo can get past Bottas, that will be good for him, because he can go for longer, because the super soft tyre fitted people will need to stop sooner than him. There we go. Bottas has been taken by Ricciardo. Ricciardo now leads the Grand Prix. Massa locks up his front left again. There must be a problem. Oh, and he hits Button. He hits Button and he's out. That takes his front left off. Let's just have a look, see what happened here. Going around the corner, he locks up the same tyre again, and Button whacks him with his back tyre there. So that's Massa out. And that'll be really, really disappointing for him, considering how well he was doing, challenging for the lead, had a great qualifying, and now it's all gone to pot. So here comes Spuds into the pits now. Yellow flag's out, safety car is out. Perfect opportunity to make some moves here today. So Ricciardo, Bottas, Spuds, Button goes through with Rosberg. Verstappen has come into the pits as well, so he should just be behind us somewhere. 2.2 second stop, not bad at all, and Spuds will come out in between a couple of cars here. The Sauber just gets past before the safety car line, and Spuds will come out just in front of the Toro Rosso here of, I assume that's either Sainz or Kvyat. Of course it's going to be one of them because it's a Toro Rosso, but I wasn't quite paying attention to who that is. It's very difficult for me to tell from the helmets in this game who's who in the Toro Rosso. There are differences, but I need to have a closer look. But safety car is coming in now on lap 6 to lap 7, and we'll just see how the order stands. So we've got, who's that out front? That is Raikkonen, followed by Haryanto, Toro Rosso, and another Manor. So the Manor team are up in 2nd and 4th, doing really well. So let's see what we can do here. Let's see what Raikkonen does. He runs out into Parabolica, just following Haryanto there in 2nd place, as Raikkonen actually goes into the pits. What a strange time to pit. Ferrari making weird strategic calls there, and Haryanto in the Manor takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Would you have believed it? Both Manors in the top 3. Very strange, but that's how things work sometimes. And he also got a Sauber of NASA in 4th place. So Spuds is in 5th, and he is now on the medium tyres, so he'll go for a longer second stint here today. Just taking it easy. He doesn't need to rush this. He knows he's faster than all 4 cars ahead of him, and he just needs to pick his opportunities and not mess them up. He should be okay here today. So considering he started in 8th place today, Spuds is making ground and has pitted at the right time. A safety car making all the difference at the moment. So we'll see how this continues, as Spuds is going to take a run up the inside of Ascari here, just as the yellow flags go away down in that sector. And he makes the move up the inside and then goes around the outside on the middle of the chicane there. Spuds is now in 4th. Whereas Button's not too far behind, I wouldn't have thought. Can't quite see where he is, but there is a very close battle up front here between the 2 Manners and the Toro Rosso. And we'll just work out which one it is. That would be lovely. I assume it's Science. He's usually up front when these things happen. So the Toro Rosso goes for a move, going up the inside, and Harrianto becomes the meat in the Manor and Toro Rosso sandwich. But Pascal Wehrlein makes the most of it, goes around the outside into turn 1 and takes the lead. So the 2 Manners swapping positions there with the Toro Rosso down the middle. Let's see what's happened here with the Force India. Oh, the Force India has been tagged and spun around, and in frustration he reverses into Vettel there. Looks like Hulkenberg, judging by the green helmet there. So not a good day for the Force Indias so far. They seem to have slipped back now. You can see Pascal still in the lead. Spuds is now coming through to challenge for that 3rd place position, and should be pretty easy on the run down to Ascari. Makes the move even before they get to the chicane there. The Manners are doing well, but they just do not have the same pace as the McLaren this year. McLaren are trying to become the Constructors' Championship winners, and I don't think there'll be much standing in the way. So confirmed it is Sainz in 2nd position here, Wehrlein up front, and they should have some DRS as we go down the main straight here. No, not yet. Spuds doesn't need it, and he flies past Sainz and maybe looks at the inside of Wehrlein here, but he's not greedy at the moment. He's too far back. You can see the carbon fibre just littered around turn 1 and 2 there. Just turn 1, sorry, it's the chicane. Surprising that they don't get any punctures, but there you go. You can see Spuds still under pressure from Sainz here. That Sainz may be looking to have a run at Spuds again if he makes a mistake. He is allowing Wehrlein to get away a little bit, but he can't shake the chasing pack. Around the 2nd Lesmo again, Spuds takes it a little bit better than he did in qualifying, and will be in the slipstream of Wehrlein. Let's see if he can make a move down to Ascari. And he's got DRS open, but he is too far back and just has to settle for following him round, and then maybe make a move up to Parabolica. Let's see what we can do. No, it does seem a bit too far back, but in the slipstream. Let's just see. No, he's not going to be able to be close enough. He's going to try and get a good run out of here. Taking a shallower line through Parabolica to get a good run down the home straight here, and he's side by side and easily takes that position. DRS open, and Spuds takes the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. The carbon fibre spazzing out there, and would you believe it, up from 8th to 1st position, and he has the safety car to thank for Massa's retirement there. Let's just see. We can't see where Button is at the moment, but he is back there somewhere. So it'll be Spuds, Wehrlein, Sainz, Harrianto, and one of the Mercedes, which I assume will be Hamilton. Because Hamilton is not far off. Rosberg has slipped back a little bit, but it just depends on pit strategies here today. Let's just see. Spuds now coming in again for his 2nd stop from the mediums to what could be the soft tyre. So there's a few stops here this afternoon. There's Button just down in 3rd position there. Spuds has made up quite the gap on Verline. Button staying on medium tyres. And who's this? This Magnussen. He's now out as well. Looks like on the same corner as Ascari. Let's just see what happened here. So Hamilton goes past. Magnussen gets caught on the back of Hamilton. And Sauber comes out of nowhere and takes him out. Almost a carbon copy of what happened to Massa. But no full safety car, just a virtual safety car was called out there. And then back to lap 15. Everything cleared up there, and let's just see what happens here. Hamilton is coming up the inside of Button. Button has made it up the order, but Hamilton is challenging him for that 2nd place here. And the man is actually coming back on Button now. Let's see what he can do. This must be Verline. Verline takes the position from Button. Didn't think I'd say that anytime soon. As they come out on the run out of Parabolica, Jensen should have DRS. Let's just see if Verline does as well. Yep, they both do. Just off the back of Hamilton there. Spuds? No, it's not Spuds. Can Button make a move? No, he can't. No, he's too far back. And we just go back on board with Spuds just to see the order of things. So Spuds, Verline, Hamilton. Spuds and Verline on the soft tyres. They should be faster. Maybe that was Haryanto back there, actually. That was Haryanto. Please excuse the mistake. So Spuds, Verline, Hamilton, Haryanto and Button. They're not that far behind, so Spuds just needs to keep his cool, and he should be on for the win today. Let's just see. A couple of laps down the line, there's no change to the order. Not as yet. Spuds may stop again this afternoon. Depends how much of a gap he can get on Hamilton, but Hamilton does need to stop, and as does Button. Button here comes for a run on Hamilton, but can't quite do it. He feels he's too far back as they go into the first chicane there. But he did make it back past the Manor. And now it looks like it's going to be a bit of a race between Hamilton and Button with 9 or so laps to go. So Spuds just going under the bridge there. Just have a look at the gaps. 20 cars left in this Grand Prix. 3.9 second gap to Verline. So pretty comfortable maintaining that gap, not taking too much out of the tyres. Fast forward again to lap 20. Sainz and Haryanto are up into 2nd and 3rd. That's because Hamilton and Button have stopped. Let's just see what happens here. This is Max Verstappen coming around with Parabolica. And there seems to be some sort of problem with his engine. It's going to blow. And there it goes. There it goes, yellow's called immediately as Max pulls off to the side of the track. A disappointing day for him, not a great start off the line, slipped back a few positions and now ends the race with a DNF. So that's 19 cars left in this race today. Yellow flag ahead as Spuds will be just driving past Verstappen. You'll see him on the left just there, pulled up, and that's another car down. Reliability not so great here today. Even so, there's still 19 cars left. Although to be fair, 2 of those cars, Massa and Magnussen, were retirements out of crashing, not out of mechanical failure. So Spuds has opted for the super softs for his last few laps here today. Just covering his bases. He didn't really need to stop, but he felt as he had a big enough gap, he might as well stop and cover the rest of the race with a faster tyre, because Hamilton and Button have went for another set of the mediums, which will not be as fast. So Spuds doesn't need to push too hard, he just needs to bring it home today. On the penultimate lap here, a gap of 3.8 seconds to Hamilton, but it looks like Hamilton and Button will be on for the race for 2nd position here this afternoon, providing Spuds doesn't make a mistake, which is not impossible as you have seen in the past. But Spuds is on course to take the full 25 points here today. So let's just have a look at Button and Hamilton. Button is going to make a move for 2nd position here. He goes past Hamilton with the DRS and easily takes him down into Ascari. Let's just go back on board with Spuds for a moment. Let's see how he's doing. But Button is now up into 2nd and back with Hamilton and Button here. Keep wanting to say Spuds, but no, Hamilton's going to come up the inside for Parabolica here. It's not over yet, as the trees obscure the view slightly. You're just craning your neck to see who's in front here, but Hamilton has retaken second position here today, and there's going to be an almighty fight on the last lap of the Grand Prix here. Spuds is away in the distance there, just going down into the first chicane. Button has got his DRS open, but he's not quite got enough speed. He's going to come up the outside, but he doesn't have the position to take that position. So let's just stay with this now. Hamilton just far enough ahead. Maybe he can build a gap, but there's still another DRS zone after the turns of 4 and 5, the Lesmos. And just on board again with Jensen here. As you can just see, he's tantalisingly close as we come round to the first Lesmo and they turn in. No mistakes from anyone, but Button does look like he's making up a small bit of ground. There goes Spuds in the foreground, and Jensen will get DRS here. Let's see if he can make a move down into Ascari. Is it going to happen? He just seems so far back. He's so close now. So close now. Just going into the final sector of the Grand Prix now. Spuds is well away. He just needs Parabolica to go. And Jensen's going to make a move. He's going to take up the inside of Parabolica here on the final corner of the Grand Prix. This is for second position. They're side by side. They're side by side, and Jensen just pulls out in front, but can Hamilton come back on the final couple of metres here? Spuds wins the Grand Prix, but Jensen just about takes second there in front of Hamilton. So McLaren 1-2 today, and McLaren will be extremely happy there with that result. Very tense moments there in the last couple of laps between Hamilton and Button there, but Spuds was allowed to get away with that victory today. McLaren are back. After a poor qualifying, they are back on top 1 and 2 with Mercedes of Hamilton down in third, and that's just a shot of Carlos Sainz here, who looked like he was in with a chance of a podium today, but the way his pit stops fell, he ended up in 8th. Still made up positions though, and it's an all-British podium here today in the heart of Italy. So there we are. Spuds extends his lead at the top of the championship, nearly got a race win in hand, 24-point gap between his teammate Jensen and Daniel Ricciardo there in third. So, and then there's Rosberg and Hamilton down in 4th and 5th, and then the lead Ferrari Vettel just behind there. There you go, there's the rest of the movers and shakers. Pascal Wehrlein moves up with that excellent showing today, up to 13th position. And that won't do them any harm in the constructors. Mercedes take second from Red Bull, but they are equal on points, so there's still an almighty fight for second position there. But McLaren Honda are only 2 or 3 races away from claiming that crown. It does look very difficult to imagine that anyone else would take the constructors this year. So McLaren on top again today. Spuds really happy. And it's not over yet. Still a few races to go. Next time out is Singapore for round 15. I hope to see you all there.